I wanted to come on here and give you a quick tutorial on how to determine if your appliance can be ran on your electric or solar generator. So as many of you may know, I already have a Nature's Generator Elite, which is 3,600 watts. And in order for me to determine whether or not I could run my refrigerator, I had to know how many watts it was pulling. Now, sometimes it's on the refrigerator, but who wants to go pulling out a refrigerator to look? Or you can use this device, which is called, let's see if I can put that up. It's a kilowatt. So you plug it into a plug and it will give you a readout. You just have to press the correct button. It will give you the readout of how many watts there you're using. It also gives you amps and things like that. But in this case, we're just speaking of watts, right? So again, I have a 3,600 watt generator, and my refrigerator pulls about 70 watts, give or take, because when the compressor kicks on, it will jump up. Also, when the heating element kicks on to keep the freezer part from freezing over, it also will kick up higher. But on average, it's pretty low. It averages, let's say, 70 watt hours. Now, with my 3,600 watt Nature's Generator, okay, and my refrigerator uses approximately 70, okay, if you take the 3,600 divided by the 70, it will give you how many hours I can run my refrigerator. Now, like again, if it drops down lower, of course, less consumption. If it goes up higher, more consumption. But this is just on average, although it states that they can go further. The specs say that it can go for 20 plus hours. But let's just, for sake of explaining it in this video. So again, you want to take your battery watt hours divided by the usage of the appliance, and that will give you your running time in hours, and that will let you know whether or not how long something can run. As well as, you should also know that if you have something that is rated at, let's say, 1,000 watt hours, and your solar generator is 1,000, that's a no-brainer. You can't run anything. It has to be less than that. And if you want to run something that's, let's say, 250 watts, well, you'll do the same thing. You would take 1,000 divided by 250. That will give you your run time. Now, for instance, if you have a battery, a small battery that you picked up just to charge your phone, right? You don't want to run any appliances because it's only 65 watts, and your cell phone uses 10 watts, then you would take the 65 divided by the 10. That would give you how many charges you can get out of the battery before it dies, okay? Which is different than runtime. So this one gives you runtime. When you do the division, this gives you how long you can run the appliance. This one here is just charging. So once you charge up your device, you unplug it, and then it runs down, then you have to plug it in again. So that's the difference there. Now, if you don't know what the watts are, but you have the amps and the volts, you can determine the watts by taking the amps and the volts. So if you don't know, you can take the amps times the volts will give you the watts. So if you have a 10 amps with 12 volts, you'll get 120 watts. That means that's 120 watts an hour, okay? So I just wanted to come on here and give that quick tip. It's easy math. It just takes time to, figure out how many wattages you're pulling. So make sure you invest in getting a watt meter. Doesn't have to be a kilowatt, but just get a watt meter. Or you can get an amp meter or voltage meter and do the math that way. And if you want to know how much you can power, well, then you can plug this in and into each appliance or device, and then calculate how much wattage is being pulled when those items are on. And that will determine whether or not your solar battery or your solar generator can power everything or some things or nothing, how much you can do. So if you have a refrigerator plugged in and a TV plugged in, and you have the watt hours for the refrigerator and watt hours for the TV, you need to add those together, and that's how much you're using per hour. And then you take that, right, and divide that by your battery capacity of watt hours should give you your runtime. So just so if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. But so many people were asking LED 73 about, run times. Can I power this? Can I power that? And sometimes it takes just a little bit of research, going into Google, going into YouTube, and finding and plugging in keywords, and you will get return, and start reading on what it is that you're trying to power. Are you trying to power your refrigerator, a TV, a portable air conditioner? I mean, what are the things that is a necessity? This is for necessities in an emergency, not so that you can live luxuriously during an emergency. There's the difference. And that part, I don't understand why people are like, can I run this? Can I run that? You need to know that during an emergency, what is the bare necessities? You need light, you need heat, you may need a fan. You don't need an air conditioner really unless it's super hot, but there's ways around it. If you're really hot and you have a fan, you could take a spray bottle with water and just wear some light clothing and spray yourself, and the fan instant cool. Ask me how I know. I had to do that at one point when the air conditioner went out. It was being fixed, so I had to do that. It was hot. So fear not, there's always ways to get around something. You just have to think outside the box and be creative in your thinking, and do some research. Google and YouTube have a wealth of information. So I hope this helped you. Thanks for watching my video, and tune back in to Trina's Organic Lifestyle for more videos. Blessings to you. Bye now.